Have you ever felt like you're just a passenger on the train of life every morning when you wake up, swept away by unpaid bills, an overflowing inbox, family responsibilities weighing on your shoulders, and relationships you haven't had time to mend? You scroll through your phone, take in news that rarely brings joy, and sometimes don't even ask yourself what you truly want from the day. Everyone faces days shrouded in fog, lacking direction and purpose. But stop for a moment. Your morning is the key to regaining control over your life. According to Stoic philosophy, every major transformation begins with small choices. Change just your morning habits. Plant one right habit at the start of each day. You'll gradually create a new trajectory for yourself, more resilient, more proactive, and more at peace. Just as the philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work as a human being.'" Don't think you have to change everything overnight. Take it one small step at a time, every morning. Stay with this video until the end, and you'll have 7 habits in your hand to open a path to a life that's freer and more meaningful. Are you ready? If you truly want to break through, comment, "I will change my life every morning" below to affirm your choice. Habit 1. Wake up with intention. Have you ever lived like this? Each morning you wake up, you're in reaction mode. The alarm rings, you quickly shut it off, reach for your phone, and get pulled into messages, emails, work schedules, and social media. Within minutes, your mind is already flooded with worries, deadlines, information, and emotions from others. At that very moment, you've unknowingly surrendered your agency to the outside world. You're no longer leading your day. You're being swept along by it, leaving your emotions, energy, and even your purpose at the mercy of life's current. I lived that way for many years. Every morning was a blur of rushing, my mind filled with work and unfinished business. It felt like I was passing through each day without truly living, unable to sense any meaning, simply keeping up while gradually losing joy and creativity. That emptiness and exhaustion is something I believe many people have experienced. Then one day, I decided to try something different. Instead of opening my eyes and immediately reacting, I learned to pause. Every morning, I gave myself 5 quiet minutes. No phone, no news, just listening to my breath, feeling my body, and asking myself, what is most important to me today? How do I want to feel when this day ends? At first, it felt strange that I had extra time, but I was unsure what to do with the silence. But day by day, I realized its power. My mind became clearer, I regained my sense of agency, and I felt like I was truly living, not just existing. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Every morning is a privilege, a chance to start again, to chart a new course. No one forces you to enter the day like a leaf drifting on a stream. By simply choosing to take charge, even if it's only for a few minutes in the morning, you lay a foundation for a stronger, more meaningful day, more than any grand plan could. Morning is a special silence when the world is still quiet, your heart untouched, and emotions haven't yet been stirred by the rhythms of life. It's a sacred moment to reconnect with yourself, listen to your real needs, and ask about meaning and purpose. Don't waste this magic by reacting out of haste and habit. Turn your mornings into your own space, a time when you proactively build your spirit, goals and emotions for the day ahead. Here's what few people realize. A great morning begins the night before. If you take worries, disappointments or regrets to bed, your mind can't truly rest. But if you know how to close the day in gratitude, with gentleness toward yourself and forgiveness for what's unfinished, you'll feel peace radiate into the morning. Choose positive conversations and healthy thoughts before sleep. Write down one thing you're grateful for, a moment you're proud of, and a small goal for tomorrow. This simple preparation is the magic that lets you wake up light, fresh, and in control. The solution doesn't have to be complicated. Simply take a few minutes each morning for yourself, not for the outside world. Don't react right away to your phone, emails, or the news. Ask yourself, what do I want most today? What feelings do I want to create for myself and those around me? Choose your direction, set your intention, and you'll be surprised how the whole day takes on a new color, less anxious, less tired. Most people are just keeping up, then wondering why they always feel lacking, exhausted and powerless. But you can be different. When you choose to wake up with a clear purpose, you create a fundamental shift. That's the power of someone who leads themselves through every storm, who builds meaning and joy from the smallest moments of the morning. Most people just react, just exist. But you can choose to take charge. Start tomorrow morning with one small decision, one intentional minute, and you'll see your journey of change begin. Habit 2. Do one difficult thing right after waking up. Imagine every morning as a mountain shrouded in mist before you. Many people look up to the summit, then tell themselves, let's just take the easy road today. Save the hard stuff for tomorrow. But day after day, that's how they stay at the base of the mountain, always seeing the peak belong to someone else, never themselves. That mountain is the early morning challenge you usually avoid. Waking up early to exercise, taking a cold shower, meditating, writing out your fears, tackling an important task, or simply speaking your truth. Instinct always whispers, it can wait. But right at that moment, you have a choice. Climb or turn away. Success is never the product of comfort, but is forged by facing difficulty head-on. Knowing this is one thing, doing it is another. How many times have you woken up knowing exactly what needs to be done, yet delayed, letting your lazy self put off the hard work? I used to be like that, always choosing the easy job, then realizing at the end of the day that I'd lost to myself one more time. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who endured slavery before becoming a sage, once said something I always remember. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Challenges aren't there to make you quit, but to reveal your strength and your truth within. No one is born strong. Everyone has been scared, and everyone has avoided hardship. But only when you dare to step into difficulty do you really see yourself grow. The fear of hard things isn't because they're impossible, but because your mind fears starting, fears failure, fears facing yourself honestly. Sometimes the hardest part is the first step, accepting that you're not yet great, not perfect, but daring to try, daring to act. Starting is the threshold of all change. If you don't step over it with resolve, you'll stay stuck in your comfort zone, always an outsider in your own life. I remember winter mornings in Boston, building my running habit. The cold cut like knives, So many times I just wanted to stay in bed telling myself, I'll do it tomorrow, but just getting up, putting on my shoes, stepping outside, even for a few minutes, washed away the reluctance and fatigue. Every time I tackled something hard, it felt like winning a battle. When you actively take on a challenge first thing, you spark confidence, self-respect, and positive energy for the rest of the day. Someone once asked me, which difficult thing should I start with? Simple. Start with the thing you dread most, fear most, or have postponed the longest. It could be exercise, an important phone call, an honest journal entry, or whatever you're avoiding. Don't jump in recklessly, make a small plan, break the goal down, but actually get started. Modern neuroscience confirms this. When you finish the hardest task early in the day, your brain releases dopamine, giving you a sense of achievement, focus, and excitement for what comes next. That's why successful people always tackle the most important, difficult thing. First, they know the first win of the day is the bedrock of everything that follows. Remember, you don't need to do something extraordinary. Just pick one hard thing, commit to it, and stick with it. Each time you overcome a challenge, you reinforce the message in your mind. I am someone who takes action. I am someone who doesn't run away. Repeating this habit turns you into someone proactive, confident, resilient, a person no longer led by circumstances, but in command of your own destiny. If you're looking for motivation to change, don't wait until you feel ready. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Try this tomorrow morning. Look at the list of things you usually avoid most, and start with one. Don't overthink it, just do it. Once you've overcome that hard thing, the feeling of freedom, strength, and victory will stay with you all day. Most people avoid, but you conquer. That's the real difference. Habit 3. Positive affirmations. Close your eyes and imagine. Each morning you step into an empty room where the gentle light of dawn streams through the windows. There's no noise, no reminders, no lingering memories of yesterday. That room is your mind, clear, peaceful, and ready to be filled with whatever you choose. At that moment, you are the first to speak. One sentence, one reminder, even a fleeting thought, any of these will become the first bricks building your mood, your beliefs, and your destiny for the day. What will you choose to say? Will you plant in your mind strength, confidence, gratitude, or will you let old doubts and worries speak first? Most of us don't realize how we start our day. Sometimes it's just an unconscious phrase. Another tiring day. I'm not good enough. Today's going to be tough again. It sounds harmless, but these self-whispered words carry tremendous power. They become self-fulfilling prophecies, mirrors reflecting you at yourself all day. One negative phrase instantly reprograms your brain, triggering a chain of passive actions, a lack of belief, and a loss of drive. From that very moment, you have handed control of your life to fear, doubt, to old habits silently anchoring you to the past. Maybe you've never believed in the power of words, but look at the optimists, the people who inspire you. They're not luckier than anyone else. They simply choose to talk to themselves like a true companion. That's the art of affirmations, positive declarations proven by science to rewire the brain, reduce negative self-talk, and boost confidence, willpower, and resilience. I once asked a friend, "What's the first thing you say to yourself in the morning?" She admitted that most of the time she thought, "I won't be able to do it." but just by switching to, "I am strong enough to face every challenge today," everything changed. Her belief grew, obstacles seemed smaller, and her day felt brighter. This isn't about lying to yourself. This is about choosing to plant strength, initiative, and belief in progress in your mind. It's the power to create meaning, not waiting for life to assign you a label. Write your own label every morning. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, emphasized, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Start every morning with the question, "Who do I want to become today?" Then let every word you speak sow seeds of resilience, patience, gratitude, and unwavering determination. Don't wait for the world to validate your worth. Let every word you say become a signal to your subconscious, to the universe about the person you are reaching to become. Your words are energy. Say, "I'm tired," and your body will believe and follow. Say, "I am strong," and every cell will respond. Each sentence is a brick building up your willpower, an order to your subconscious. Have you heard the lyrics in Kanye West's song, "Stronger"? That don't kill me can only make me stronger. Choose to plant in yourself words that nurture your inner power. Every morning, instead of surrendering to fear, declare confidently to yourself, "I am stronger, more resilient with every challenge I face." I've had days buried in negativity and aimlessness. No one could pull me up except the words I said to myself every day. Yes, sometimes you'll feel awkward or strange saying positive things to yourself, but every habit needs time and patience to take root and grow. Research shows that affirmations, though simple, can change the brain, calm the inner critic, and gradually open a new channel for motivation, confidence, and hope. You are not a victim of negative emotions each morning. You can actively plant positive affirmations in your mind. Write them down, say them out loud in front of the mirror, or repeat them as a gentle reminder. I am strong enough to get through today. I am in control of my choices. Every day, I am getting closer to my best self. Don't wait for someone else to permit you to be confident. Don't wait until circumstances change to believe in yourself. Assert it from the early morning. Sow the seeds of willpower and purpose for yourself. That's the spirit of a trailblazer, a creator of destiny. Speak what is positive. Speak as if you are ready to step onto the path you choose. If you start each morning with a positive statement, you'll be amazed at the change in how you see, live, and face challenges. Gradually, you'll stop retelling the old story and begin to write your own story of success, one sentence, one morning at a time. Habit 4. Move your body. See the morning as a symphony where you are the conductor of your own life. Most of us wake up with tired bodies, heavy legs, and a sluggish will to match. How many times have you opened your eyes and felt like a rusty old machine in need of oil? Every joint complaining, your mind still trapped in unfinished dreams. Don't blame yourself. This is just your body's natural response after a night of stillness. But you absolutely have the right to decide how to start your new day. Body and mind are inseparable. A lazy, inactive body will drag your mind down to negative territory, where stagnant emotions and heavy thoughts easily arise. On the other hand, just one small movement, a stretch, a wrist roll, a few steps around your room, or a deep breath sends a powerful message to your brain. A new day has begun. I am ready to live fully. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to force yourself with grueling workouts. What matters is your initiative in awakening each cell, each drop of blood, each current of life force. That small act of initiative will accumulate into a big source of energy for the whole day. Many people ask me, can just a few simple movements really change my whole mood for the day? I used to doubt it too. There was a time when I was buried in gloomy days, pressure everywhere, my mind exhausted, my spirit down, and work stagnant. A close friend who's a doctor simply advised, each morning get up, stretch deeply, go outside for a 10-minute walk. I thought it was too easy. How could it help? But after a few days, I was surprised by the difference. The tension slowly faded. My mind became clearer, my body lighter, my energy returned, and new ideas started to come. Science has shown that just a few minutes of movement improves blood circulation, brings abundant oxygen to the brain, and releases endorphins, the happiness hormone. That's why you feel alert, joyful, and a wave of positive emotion spreads throughout your body. Successful people value this ritual highly. Did you know Charles Darwin, the man who discovered evolution, walked every morning around his garden at Down House, what he called the sand walk, a gravel path winding through the trees. His walk was not just for his body, but a time for reflection, where his mind could settle and creativity awaken. You don't have to become a gym warrior or run a marathon. Find whatever movement suits you best. Yoga, walking around the house, stretching right on your bed, or just breathing deeply with full attention. Every morning, moving your body is a declaration to your mind and spirit. I am awake. I choose to be proactive. That's the moment you become the conductor leading the symphony of your own life. Sometimes, just one small movement can make a big turning point. Movement helps you control the tempo, so you're no longer passively sinking into fatigue or yesterday's lingering bad mood. It's the bridge between the present and the future, between the person you were yesterday and the stronger version you want to build today. Don't let movement become pressure. Start small. 3 minutes of stretching, 5 minutes of walking, 10 deep breaths. Repeat it regularly to send a signal to awaken your mind and willpower. If you ever feel too tired, remember, movement doesn't take away your energy, it helps you create new energy. That's what I want to share with you after years of experience and change. Stand up, move every morning, even if it's just one small gesture. You will feel transformation, not just in your body, but in your spirit, in every decision, in every choice you make throughout the day. Most people let their bodies keep sleeping while their minds are awake, but you wake both your body and your spirit. That's the greatest transformation. Habit 5. Write down important thoughts. Some mornings, you wake up with your mind as clear as a lake just washed by rain. Every thought, feeling, dream, or worry sparkling on the surface of your consciousness. That's the purest and most powerful moment of the day, when your subconscious is still intact and you haven't yet been swept away by the world's noise. But just moments later, everything comes rushing in. Your phone rings, notifications buzz, deadlines, a flood of unfinished tasks, and those important thoughts suddenly vanish like morning mist under the sun. How many times have you wondered, if only I could hold on to those thoughts, maybe my whole day would have been different? You're not alone. I once had a friend named Michael, living the busy pace of a big city, always racing against work and pressure. Sometimes he felt lost even in his small successes. Once, over a morning coffee with me, Michael admitted, "It feels like every day is just a frantic loop. Every morning I wake up with a tangle of thoughts, and by night I have no idea what really matters to me." I suggested Michael try writing down his thoughts right after waking up. No need for structure, no need for beauty, just pour it onto paper. At first he was hesitant, but he gave it a try. A week later, Michael texted me, "I never imagined just 10 minutes of writing every morning could lift so much weight off my mind. I realized what I thought were big obstacles were just negative thinking habits. Once I wrote them down, I saw that I already had solutions but didn't recognize them." Those rough, free-flowing lines helped Michael turn chaos into clarity, transforming passive emotions into proactive action. Writing down your morning thoughts isn't just a random note. It's how you deliberately free your mind, creating space for your emotions, ideas, and fears to be acknowledged without judgment. Like tending a garden, writing is the pruning that lets the real meaning emerge into the light. Psychologists call this journaling, a simple practice, but scientifically proven to reduce stress, boost focus, clarify life goals, and improve mental health. You don't need to write much, and it doesn't have to be artistic. Just ask yourself, how am I really feeling today? What is weighing on my mind the most? What is my most important goal right now? Write out your answers and you'll be surprised. Often what you thought was fear is just a passing feeling, and what seemed unsolvable becomes clear and simple. The mind is a forest. Writing is the lamp to guide your way. Each line helps you venture deeper into unexplored corners, reveal new hopes, and identify old limits. I still remember when Michael stood at a big crossroads, keep his stable but stifling job, or dare to pursue his creative passion. He spent many mornings writing down his fears, pressures, and true desires. After a few days, Michael realized what troubled him most wasn't income or status, but the fear of suffocating his creative freedom. Once clear, he made a concrete plan, prepared financially, discussed with his family, and decisively resigned to start work that aligned with his passion. Michael said, "Thanks to writing it out, I could see what I truly wanted, found the resolve to act, and no longer felt regret." Don't wait until your mind is in chaos to try and clean it up. Keep a small notebook by your bed. Each morning, spend 5 to 10 minutes writing whatever comes up. A dream from the night before, a fear, a goal, or just a nameless feeling. Those few minutes will help you turn chaos into order, vagueness into plans, and fatigue into motivation. Morning writing isn't just taking out the trash. For your mind, it's the key to a proactive, clear, and meaningful day. It turns you from someone passively reacting to emotions and tasks into someone who writes their own script for the day. You won't be afraid of being swept along because you'll know exactly where you are and where you want to go. Writing is self-reflection, is dialogue, is self-enlightenment. Don't let the day pass with a messy mind and half-formed thoughts. Take the initiative. Pick up your pen, even if it's just a few lines, to lighten your mind, so every day you step out into the world clear, proactive, and full of vitality. If you truly want to change, join me in a challenge starting tomorrow morning. Commit to writing down your important thoughts every morning for 7 days straight. Just 5 to 10 minutes. But those are golden minutes that decide whether you take charge of your mind and your destiny. Don't wait until life forces you to pause before realizing the value of writing. Show the world you're not just dreaming of change, you're actually creating it, day by day. Habit 6. Practice gratitude. Have you ever woken up feeling a void inside, as if everything you have is never enough and the new day is just another string of tasks to finish? Surrounded by goals out of reach, the pressures of daily life, and the habit of comparing yourself to others, it's easy to slip into anxiety, exhaustion, or even a loss of direction. But what you might not realize is, just one moment of pausing for gratitude in the morning can change not only how you move through the day, but slowly transform your entire life. Gratitude is not about comforting yourself in adversity, nor about ignoring real difficulties. It's about actively recognizing and cherishing what you already have, no matter how small. Just pay attention to your steady breath, a loved one's hug, a warm cup of coffee, or the sunlight peeking through your window, and your mind will automatically shift from lacking to abundance, from anxiety to peace. Gratitude is a gentle yet resilient armor that shields you from envy, disappointment, and fears about the future. It's the power to choose actively recognizing, being happy, rather than letting circumstances dictate your emotions. You might be skeptical. Can just a few lines of gratitude really change anything? But modern psychology has shown that writing down 3 things you're grateful for every morning can reduce stress, increase happiness, and even improve both physical and mental health. It's like reprogramming your brain, shifting you out of the cycle of comparison, longing, and lack into a state of initiative, satisfaction, and joy. Just as your body needs exercise for health, your mind needs the exercise of gratitude to be bright and stable. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing." Seneca didn't tell us to give up dreams, but reminded us that happiness lies in being able to appreciate the present and feel content with what we have. When gratitude becomes a habit, you realize every morning you open your eyes is a gift, every breath is a privilege, and every opportunity, even the smallest, is a way to live fully. I've also had stormy days, only seeing what I hadn't achieved, only thinking about what was missing. The unfinished tasks, the incomplete plans, the unfulfilled expectations. All of it left me feeling pressured, tired, and disappointed in myself. Until I tried something small. Every morning before touching my phone, I closed my eyes and thought of 3 things I was grateful for. A friend's help, stable health, or just the sound of birds outside my window. Strangely, my mood became lighter, stress noticeably dropped, and every challenge of the day became easier to face. You don't need to write a lot. Start with 3 small things: good sleep, a child's smile, a quiet moment with a cup of tea. Repeat every morning so your mind doesn't keep chasing what's missing, but learns to savor what's already here. Gratitude is the most powerful mental weapon you own. No one can take it from you, only you can choose to use it. When you're grateful, you change both your perspective and your actions. Become more resilient through hardships, more generous with others, and more able to feel happiness, even when life is far from perfect. When you first wake up, don't reach for your phone. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and thank your body. Thank your heart for still beating, your legs for giving you freedom to move, or just the light shining through your window. Then, choose to send gratitude to someone, a message, a hug, or a direct thank you. Sharing appreciation with others multiplies positive energy inside you, so your day begins with joy and connection. With just those two small steps, gratitude for yourself and sharing gratitude with others, you'll tangibly feel abundance and peace weaving into every moment of your morning. That's how gratitude becomes a secret superpower, helping you stand strong no matter what the day brings. Gradually, gratitude will become the foundation for all your feelings, decisions, and how you face challenges. Then, every morning is not just the start of a new day, but a chance to enrich your inner life, ignite your willpower, and prepare the strength to meet whatever lies ahead. Habit 7. Set a clear goal for the new day. Imagine a peaceful morning. You're sitting by the window, taking a deep breath, but your mind is already crowded with unfinished tasks. You tell yourself you'll do as much as possible, then rush into emails, social media, and your to-do list, answering messages while hurriedly getting ready to leave the house. At the end of the day, looking back, you realize you've been moving non-stop, your mind spinning, but your heart feels empty. That's the feeling of fake busyness, like you're running full speed on a treadmill but getting nowhere in life. Did you know that millions of people repeat this cycle every day, feeling like they do everything but nothing truly memorable? But you have the power to choose differently, and that difference begins with this: setting a clear goal for the day. Not 10 trivial things, but one thing that truly matters, the thing that, if accomplished, would make you feel proud, happy, and closer to your true self. Setting a morning goal isn't just jotting down a to-do list. It's a proactive ritual, a way for you to take back control of the pace and direction of your day, step by step, building your future. When you start your day with a specific goal, all your focus, energy, and willpower gather around that key task, helping you master the flow of time instead of being swept away in life's chaos. The power of setting a goal each morning is not just inspiring, it's backed by practical science. Two leading psychologists, Edwin A. Locke and Gary P. Latham, spent decades researching this principle. In a 2002 review published in the Journal of Applied Psychology, they analyzed hundreds of experimental studies and confirmed, when you define a clear, specific goal from the very start of the day, your brain automatically focuses energy, reduces distractions, and increases behavioral control. Writing down or declaring your goal helps anchor your intention in your mind, boosts motivation, and turns focus into real action. Thanks to the goal-setting theory, millions of people worldwide, from entrepreneurs and scientists to everyday individuals, have improved their work performance, felt more proactive, and achieved clear results in their lives. Setting a morning goal doesn't just shape a successful day, it's a habit that builds long-term destiny. You don't have to be a genius to apply this. Try asking yourself every morning, if I can only accomplish one thing today, what is most worthwhile? Maybe it's finishing a project, spending quality time with family, developing a new skill, or even just calling an old friend you still owe a check-in. When you know exactly what matters most, every decision during the day becomes easier, and you won't be controlled by endless, urgent, or important tasks that don't truly matter. Setting a goal at the start of your day not only helps you work more efficiently, but also transforms your mindset and state of mind. you'll see that accomplishing your most important task brings a positive energy that makes everything else lighter. Your brain no longer has to struggle with an overload of useless information. You learn to prioritize, to say no to things that don't move you closer to your dreams. Why does this make such a big difference? First, it gives you clarity and focus. You proactively filter out distractions and avoid the traps of procrastination or unimportant things. Second, you allocate your time and energy wisely, no longer drained by tasks that go nowhere. Third, it's how you connect daily actions with your bigger life goals, so each day isn't wasted, but is a real step forward. I've also fallen into the trap of fake busyness, chasing everything, but not knowing what really matters. Until I started beginning each day with 5 minutes of reflection. Today, if I could only do one thing, what would I choose? I wrote it down, repeated it several times, and at the end of the day asked myself, did I do it? What will I adjust tomorrow? The result was, not only did I become more effective, but also more confident and proactive, no longer swept along by my emotions. Here's a simple solution for you. As soon as you wake up, don't grab your phone right away. Instead, sit quietly for 1 to 2 minutes. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is the most important thing I need to accomplish today? Write this goal on a small piece of paper or in your personal notebook. Put it somewhere you'll see it, by your desk, in your wallet, or even as your phone wallpaper. Whenever you feel pulled into trivial tasks, stop for 10 seconds, read your goal again, and remind yourself, this is my priority. At the end of the day, spend 1 minute reviewing. Did you achieve your goal? If not, identify why, learn from it, and commit to adjusting tomorrow. Don't let each day pass unconsciously. Turn setting a daily goal into a powerful habit. You'll be amazed by your growing focus, proactivity, and satisfaction each day. When you truly own your morning goal, you don't just master a single day, but gradually, your entire destiny. Many people let their days drift by without knowing where they're going. But you choose your path. That's how you turn goals into reality. Every morning is a new opportunity, a moment when you choose to live with awareness, courage, and initiative. The 7 habits: waking up with intention, conquering one difficult task, positive affirmations, moving your body, writing down important thoughts, practicing gratitude, and setting a clear goal are all practical tools to help you rebuild your mindset and step by step create a more purposeful, peaceful, and powerful life.